discussion of the knee joint. It is the condylar variety of the synovial joint, and it is the modified hinge joint. Mainly it for the flexion and extension of the knee joint, as well as slightly vertical axis. It is into the transverse axis. It doing the flexion and extension, while into the vertical axis it is the medial rotation and lateral rotations. So it is the condylar variety of the synovial joint, and it is most complex joint of the body, and the most surrounding, it is covered by the capsular ligament. The capsular ligament, which is on the medial aspect, which is reinforced by the medially, anteriorly and laterally, it is reinforced, or it is strong by the, there is a ligament of the by the quadriceps femoris tendons. Also on the lateral aspect, which is thickened, reinforced by the iliotibial tract. This is the tendon of the iliotibial tract, which is the lateral thickening of the fascial lata. So laterally it is also thickening by the iliotibial tract and vastus lateralis. Anteriorly the fibrous capsule, which is reinforced by the quadriceps femoris, which is continuous, and downwards it becomes a fibrous capsule, which below to the patella, attachment of the patellar ligament. Here you can see it is reinforced by the patellar ligament. This is the fibrous capsule, you can see on the both sides, but over the anteriorly, which is very thick, and it is makes the patellar ligaments. So patellar ligament, which is attached on the inferior margin of the patella, and below it is attached to the tibial tuberosity. And this patellar ligament, it is a continuation of the degenerated tendon of the quadriceps femoris. So it is a patellar ligaments. So this is the fibrous capsules, and now just on the behind to the on the lateral aspect, there is an insertion of the biceps femoris. This is the biceps femoris, and this is the iliotibial tract. Below to it, you can see there is a one ligament, and there is a thickening. This ligament, it is called the fibular collateral ligament. Here you can see this is the fibular collateral ligament, and just below to the fibular collateral ligament, this fibular collateral ligament laterally attached to the lateral side of the lateral surface and lateral condyle of the femur, and below it is attached to the over the fibula, on the head of the fibula, on the lateral side of the lateral surface of the fibula. Just below to the fibular collateral ligaments, you can see there is a tendon of the popliteus muscle. This is the tendon of the popliteus muscle. It is a intracapsular tendon of the popliteus muscles. Intracapsular tendon of the popliteus muscle. This is the tendon of the popliteus muscles, and this popliteus muscles over the posterior surface of the above to the soleus line. This is the fleshy part of the popliteus muscles, and mainly it is involved for the locking and unlocking of the knee joint. So this is the popliteus muscles, which is arise on the lateral surface of the lateral condyle of the femur, and it is also below attached above to the soleus line. So this is a popliteus muscles, which lies, you have to remember, it lies just below to the fibular collateral ligament. Below to the popliteus there is a one bursa, and this bursa, it is called the subpopliteal bursa or subpopliteal recess, which prevents the frictions between the popliteus muscles and the condyle of the femur and tibia. So it prevents the frictions between this. It is a subpopliteal recess. The anteriorly, the one bursa, it is the infrapatellar bursa. This is the bursa. You can see just below to the quadriceps muscles there is a suprapatellar bursa. Here you can see this is the bursa. It is called the suprapatellar bursa, and this suprapatellar bursa, it is the largest bursa, and during the and it attached to the, there is on each side there is attachment of the synovial membrane, and it during the flexion and extension it prevents the sagging between the, or between the, it prevents the sagging downwards, and it during the flexion and extension it prevents the injury to the this synovial cord by the suprapatellar bursa, as well as it is attached to the articular genu muscles. So this is about to the LR fold of the synovial membrane, and this is the suprapatellar bursa. Over the just below to the patellar ligaments, and there is a below to the patellar ligament there is a one bursa. It is called the infrapatellar bursa, and this infrapatellar subcutaneous bursa, which is also during the, it is enlarged into the housemaid knee. This infrapatellar bursa, which it enlarged during the minor knee or clergyman knees, while the prepatellar bursa, it is housemaid knee. Inflammation of this bursa, it is called the housemaid knee. After this, you can see on the medial aspect there is a, this is a insertion of the adductor magnus muscles. From the, it attached at the adductor tubercle, and there is a thickening of this fibrous capsule over the medial aspect. Just below to the adductor tubercle there is a attachment of the tibial collateral ligament. Here you can see this is the, I have cut the tibial collateral ligament, and you can see this is the thickening. This is the tibial collateral ligament. So it is actually part of the fibrous capsule, but it is the degenerated part of the adductor magnus. So it is just below to the adductor tubercle. Over the femur there is attachment of the tibial collateral ligament, and it goes downwards, and it is attached behind to the tendon of the, this is the semitendinosus, this is the tendon of the gracilis. Here you can see this is the tendon of the gracilis, and the anteriorly there is a tendon of the sartorius. Behind to these three tendons there is a attachment of the tibial collateral ligament over the tibia. This is the attachment of the posterior attachment of the tibial collateral ligaments. So on the posterior aspect, just below to the semitendinosus there is a insertion of the semimembranosus, and from the semimembranosus there is a one ligament which is goes obliquely, and over the lateral aspect it is making the floor of the femoral, making the floor of the popliteal fossa. It is the oblique popliteal ligament. This is the oblique popliteal ligament. Here you can see completely the triangular muscles. It is above to the soleus line. It is the popliteus muscles. Now we can see there is a two intracapsular ligament. Anteriorly, this is the attachment of the anterior cruciate ligament. Whenever I just tibial condyle goes anteriorly, at that times there is a more stretching of the anterior tibial ligament. When I just tibial condyle which is goes anteriorly, it lead to there is a chances of the rupture of the anterior cruciate ligament. Anterior cruciate ligament, which is between the intercondylar area of the tibia. Most anteriorly there is a anterior horn of the medial meniscus. There is a attachment. Here you can see this is a menisci, anteriorly it is attached by the anterior horn of the medial meniscus, then anterior cruciate ligament, and then there is a here at that level there is a anterior horn of the lateral meniscus, then posterior horn of the lateral meniscus, then the posterior horn of the medial meniscus, and most posteriorly there is a posterior cruciate ligament. So here you can see this is the another ligament. It is the posterior cruciate ligament. You have to remember the anterior cruciate ligament, which is goes from between the intercondylar area of the attached, and below it is attached to the intercondylar area of the tibia. It goes upwards and laterally, and it is tubular fossa, condylar fossa of the femur, on the which is attached on the lateral sides, while the posterior cruciate ligament, which is attached on the medial side, and between the two condyle of the tibia there is one ligament. It is called the transverse ligament of the knee. Transverse ligament of the knee. So, and we will, after that we will see the, you can see here, you can see this is the medial menisci, which is the oval in shape, and it is elongated anteroposteriorly, and this is the lateral menisci, which is circular in nature. It is smaller as compared to the medial menisci, and here you can see this is the transverse ligament of the knee joint, and this is the anterior cruciate ligament, which is intracapsular, which is goes from medial to lateral side. You have to remember from the intercondylar area to the medial surface of the lateral condyle. It is the lateral condyle of the femur, and this is the posterior cruciate ligament. Here you can see it is coming from the posterior area of the intercondylar area of the tibia. It goes anteriorly, and it is attached to the lateral surface of the medial condyle of the femur. It is the attachment of the posterior cruciate ligament. So whenever there is a tibia which is goes anteriorly, at that time it is slip anteriorly tibia, there is a chances of the anterior cruciate ligament which is damaged. And here you can also remember there is a tibial collateral ligaments which is firmly attached with the medial menisci. So when it is a tibial collateral ligament have a more chances of the injury than the fibular collateral ligament, because it is directly attached to the medial menisci.